I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that
Look, I'm
song.
not saying Dr. Steve did something wrong, but I don't know I don't know what happened.
So, Melton had some, I guess, court. They always have these court cases with that Aaron person. The
Yeah,
guy.
always got these court cases.
So I guess they had a court date that was the day after Hackamania, and so Dr. Steve was at Hackamania, and so is Melton, and Dr. Steve wrote Melton a doctor's note to get him out of that court date the next day, and now that's kind of coming out, and it's like a potential legal situation for it.
That is illegal
because they were both.
You can't write bullshit. Oh, you know, Dr. Steve couldn't happen to a more of a piece of shit human being.
What?
Dr. Steve, you're an asshole. Thank you. Skull. I can't stand it.
Man, say what you want about John. Willing to wear the black hat.
Yeah.
God. Unbelievable. I mean, and the thing is, I'm not trying to just clutch my pearls because somebody says, fuck some guy, he's an asshole or whatever. You know, people say shit like that all the time. But, like, some people are above that kind of shit, you know?
And John always seems to take, like, whatever this Ava man, woman, whatever, says, John takes it as gospel instead of, like, going, well, maybe this person is giving me third or fourth hand information that might be fucked up anyway.
I mean, talking about it being a potential legal situation, I think is like not. I think that's nowhere near the truth. I think that we've all been duped by Steel Toe to think that there's any concern about any of this. Because why would he be if like this just occurred to me? It makes even more sense. Why would Steel Toe be trying to dog whistle people to write to other authorities? You know, to get Steve in trouble when Steve, you know, according to Aaron, is going to get into some sort of trouble through the court already. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't make any sense to like run his own private fucking campaign about it. Like, you'd be afraid of fucking it up, if anything. You know, I just don't think that. I just like we were saying before. No, they don't give a fuck about this stuff. It's not even on their radar. This is just a bunch of shit Aaron is saying and trying to breathe into life. That's it. So I don't think there's any potential legal situation or anything.
Prick.
I don't know very much about him outside of what you've told me, but he.
What do you mean? He set up their GoFundMe.
No, that's. I'm saying that's all I know. Whenever anyone else talks about him,
set up a GoFundMe to help some people who are being wrongfully sued by an asshole.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, can you believe they did that? Yeah. But if it would have made any money, he wouldn't have had any problem.
Doesn't John realize that even when he was on the Stern Show, he was the asshole on the Stern Show?
He doesn't even know. But what I meant to say is, the thing that made him mad about the GoFundMe, I think, is that it like fucking people sent money like crazy. You know, they raised some actual loot, you know, to fight this fucking stupid case. You know, and he sets up a GoFundMe, and it fucking really doesn't get off the ground all that well. I mean, like, it's just he's a hater, you know. He's a fucking hater.
They're all like.
And I asked him because he said, "Well, I'm Switzerland," and I DM'd him and said, "I see. Well, how about donating mine?" He hasn't. Scumbag.
Dr. Steve.
Because he wouldn't. So he's a scumbag because he wouldn't give you money.
Yes. And he means that 100% too. John means it. Like, I'm looking at his face. I don't know if his face is in view right now. But he is so angry about this.
I can see his face on the little screen, but not on the big screen. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm trying to, like, fucking, you know.
Oh, protect. You gotta be very careful with the.
I guess. I don't know. Like, it seems like you need to change it a little bit, even if you're watching clips now, just to be on the safe side. If my likeness is on there, you know, all that kind of shit.
Donate to John. But to me, like that.
Well, no. Don't worry, Dusty. Because you know what? You had board games goofing on, saying I was a drunk and all that shit. You know,
he's slurring his fucking words right now. He's clearly drunk.
You know, like, non-drunks don't get super pissed off when you accuse them of being drunks. It's funny. You know? Like, I mean, unless they're like in recovery, it's a little annoying if somebody's like, "Oh, this guy's drinking." You're like, "Actually, I don't drink at all." But he gets so riled up about that, being called a drunk. It's just a reminder because I mean, like, he knows on some level, through all his self justifying shit and all that kind of stuff, all the hurdles, that his thoughts have to clear in order for him to like fucking, carry on. He knows. It's like it's not normal. It's not normal drinking. Normal people don't go, "I haven't had a drink and it's 3:30 in the afternoon." They don't say shit like that. Or count how many drinks they've had all week and stuff like that. If you find yourself doing that, you probably got an issue that you might want to take care of. And the only reason it's an issue is because you're counting it. So if you don't want it to be an issue, fucking be remorseless.
Must be a reason that he's keeping track of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
How's that?
Wait, what did he had board games of what?
I swear to Christ.
How drunk? I mean, it's fucking perfect.
He had board games.
I swear to Christ.
Goofing on me for being an alcoholic, like even though I'm not, but he's goofing on him, and he had board games like Wet Brain and all this, and I mean you could giggle all you want.
No, I'm not laughing.
This is a licensed doctor.
That's why I'm laughing.
I mean, and
Does he thinks he's not an alcoholic because he only drinks beer?
Yeah, he like for 100 reasons. 100 reasons. Because he's not. I guess because he hasn't gone to jail. He's never run over a kid. He's never. I don't know. Whatever it is that drunks do in his mind, he hasn't done it. Like when Rob Saul was first on his show, they were talking about sobriety. He's like, "So, you thought you were you figure you had a problem because you had to drink every minute of every second of every day." He's like, "Well, no, not like every second of every day, but I was just drunk a lot." He wanted to hear that, like, that's what it takes, to be a fucking alcoholic, is you had to drink every second of every day, and that's ridiculous. They're always looking. It's like when you hear somebody has cancer. Did he smoke? Oh, okay. Well, I don't smoke, so I'm not going to get that ever. They look for, it's like an exclusion that they're looking for. Yeah. So that's he thinks he's not an alcoholic for whatever reason, but like he does need to confirm it a lot.
Well, he probably thinks he's not an alcoholic because he's never gone to AA.
Alcoholism's a weird thing, isn't it?
I never had to go to AA, so I'm not an alcoholic. It's like, well, you drink every day, dude? You drink every day? It's such a tricky thing because it's self-diagnosed. It's got to be the only sort of one of the only conditions. I can't think of anything else like it where it's like you're not an alcoholic until you say you're an alcoholic. Because to physically be an alcoholic, like a true well, he might be one of those people. If he doesn't drink, he might have a stroke or something. Something could happen to his brain when you start going through the DTs, and you could actually, if he drinks as much as it appears to me, in my opinion, that he drinks, he might have a problem if he stopped. You don't think he drinks that much?
I don't think that. No, he might drink enough to get there eventually, but I don't think it's been long enough. I think that take a case like Ski Mask was very young to be in a situation where like my body can't survive without alcohol. That's like the clinical alcoholism, but it's like final stages type shit. Like where you're like, that is where it's like, technically, yeah, it can be diagnosed by somebody else. The whole rest of your life when you're getting there, it's up to you to say if you're an alcoholic. That's why they have to. It's weird, but like in AA, they're always affirming it. I'm so and so, and I'm an alcoholic. They're the ones that say it. You can't even point to anybody else and talk about their alcoholism. It's crazy. It's the weirdest thing. I don't like this idea of it being a what do you call it, an allergy or something. I don't think that. I think it's when they say that maybe they mean it's comparable to an allergy or something, but I don't think it's like technically like a physical allergy.
I know.
Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I mean, it's not an allergy, I don't think, but you basically your body gets so used to having the alcohol there that without it, your body can't handle it. Your brain can't handle it.
But that's late stages.
It doesn't have. It's actually not. Doesn't take that long to get that way. If
What's
you drink,
usually with hard liquor, I don't think you.
It could be with hard liquor, but I mean, if you're drinking a case of beer a day every day for 4 years, you're fucked, man, and your brain it's going to take a while. You can't just stop.
Well, there's subtle types of effects that it might have that may lead to some kind of a medical complication. This is my view on it because I've seen guys drink beer their whole lives, and
you never seen somebody who just like they've been at work all day, haven't had a drink, they walk into a bar, they have one beer, and they're fucking shit faced, like swear words. That's from your brain being fucked, and as soon as you get any alcohol, it's immediate. You're wasted. Well,
yeah, but I mean, maybe not one beer, but 3 beers, 3 or 4. But like, that's not like that's just having a low tolerance for alcohol. I don't think that's like,
no, because that takes time. That's what I'm saying. It's not so much a low tolerance. They've been drinking for 30 years, and they weren't like that before. But then all of a sudden, their body no longer. It's like immediately upon drinking, the alcohol goes right to your brain, goes right to that you're fucked stage. Because
I always thought of it as being more like you have the shakes and then you drink and then you're not shaking anymore, that kind of thing.
Well, that's early, actually. Just a little bit of shakes, you have a drink, it goes away. That's like early. You have to keep drinking for years after that, and then you get to the point where I'm talking about. Huh. And I think he's been drinking like this for 30 years.
Maybe, yeah. I very well maybe. But I think that I don't know. Like this is all anecdotal shit anyway. I mean, for the most part. Which is kind of my point about it. It's a mysterious kind of thing. I guess like calling it an illness, an allergy, whatever, a condition you develop. It's a condition more than anything, but it's really just a mental it's a mental issue. It's largely, when it becomes a physical issue, that's when you can, like, anybody could say, oh yeah, clearly this guy's in late stage alcoholism, whatever. But like when you are the rest of your life, you're just trying to lead a normal life and not obsess about drinking. I think there's certain people who can't drink without having the obsession to drink more. That like even if they could have almost anybody could probably have a beer and then get through the rest of the day without like getting fucked up. But then in the back of their mind, they're going to be thinking like, all right, when do I get to have, a lot of beers like I really want to do? It's a mental obsession very often. That's my observation.
I'm just fascinated by the amount of people that can make money around John that he has not figured out a way yet to somehow be like, let me work with some of you guys. Let's do some stuff together to make money himself. Because it just doesn't make, like, there's money to be made if he wouldn't act the way he acts.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the man could the man could have done so much better than he's doing. But that's the thing. He's just like Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was such a shrill, awful candidate, and so hateable. You remember when she was like going, "Why? How come I'm not 50 points ahead?" Remember that?
Oh yeah.
It was just fucking obnoxious, and like people were like, "Well, fuck you," But if she would have just gone another way, just relaxed, you know what? Yeah, I can see that. Maybe I was a little flip, with some of my comments regarding the wiping of the hard drive and all that stuff. I do understand. I do. Just anything like that. Just sound normal for a second. John can't do that either. John can't sound normal for a fucking second. It's always with the confrontation, the bluster, and the fuck. He can't help but just put his moron fucking self up front and center. I never got any repercussions for fucking coming on his show and just telling him he sucked as a comedian. I feel pretty glad about that. He didn't threaten to ruin me.
I mean, he's not. He was never like a comedian that did like touring comedian type of thing. I mean, he had some tours because of the Stern Show where he had actual comedians that he would go there with, right? Like DePaulo and like Bob Levy, correct?
Yeah. He was just the name on the marquee, and he would, do whatever he did. He's too thin-skinned, and you can't trust him, says the Gribbler. Yep, I think you're right about that.
Jersey. You broke my heart. Mainly by including Granny. That's my main issue.
You know what? You weren't. I know that your ass was not going to bring this up.